Hey guys!
Hey guys!
We are back with another Walking Dead review. This time we're reviewing The Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 8, titled Start to Finish. If you are not totally caught up on The Walking Dead and you want to avoid any spoilers, you're going to want to skip this video and come back later, because everything we say from this point forward is going to be a spoiler. Okay, for a mid-season finale, this one wasn't nearly as big a downer as some of the other mid-season finales that we've gotten. For instance, the fall of the prison, Beth's death, I think Sophia coming out of the barn was a mid-season finale. Mid-season finales generally are really kind of depressing episodes.
Yeah.
And this one
really wasn't.
It wasn't depressing, it was very high tension.
Yeah, it was very tense.
Yeah, it was constant edge of your seat. Mm-hmm. Okay, last things first. Sam calling out to his mom as they're walking through the zombie herd, covered in walker guts, and he's just, Mom, Mom, Mom. And I'm like, oh my God, Sam, what are you thinking?
Yeah, this is, oh gosh. That's kind of, instead of something like a major depressing character death or something, that's where they end us, and you know that's going to end horribly, and we have to wait all this time to find out exactly what happens.
We have to wait all this time for something we know is going to happen at this point.
Yeah, we know that the walkers are going to notice Sam saying that, which probably means Sam's a goner in the premiere.
Yeah, which I think means Jesse's a goner in the premiere
I can't
as well.
see her giving up Sam, you know, she's gonna come, break character. And there's a possibility, it's basically everybody around them. I think Rick is safe because he's at the front. So there's like Rick, then Carl, then Jesse. Hopefully Carl better be, because otherwise he's got Judith. Of course he's gonna be okay.
Rick and Carl are totally safe.
Yeah.
There's Jesse and Sam, and then there's Gabriel.
Ron. No, Ron's behind Sam.
Yeah,
so there's a possibility of Ron. Like, that whole family might go out.
And then followed by Gabriel and Michonne bringing up the rear. So it looks like Jesse's entire family could go down.
It's at least Sam is going down. But there is a very high probability of Jesse and a somewhat lesser probability of Ron.
I think the whole family's going down.
I think the whole family
needs to go down. Because there's these scenes with Deanna, very powerful scenes, amazing scenes. Some of my favorite scenes of the entire season so far is Deanna interacting with Rick and Michonne after she got bit. Yeah. And she keeps telling Michonne, you got to find out what you want, out of this life now. And Michonne, she's basically, on Deanna's deathbed, she tells her that, I'll find out what I want. And I'm hoping that it's Rick. I hope she has feelings for Rick, and she's finally going to let those out.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Which means Jesse needs to die.
Yes.
And one of the scenes where Deanna's talking to Rick after she has been bitten, she asks him to take care of Spencer as though he was one of his people. And I think that really hit home with Rick.
Yeah, and she goes on with a little speech about how, they're all your people. We are all our people. That's why I helped you. Mm-hmm. And then refers back to their conversation last episode when she asked him why he helped Spencer. And he said, because he's your son. And she said, wrong answer. Mm-hmm. And then in this episode, she said, because they're all your people. That's the right answer.
I loved Deanna in this episode.
Yes,
I've been neither here nor there on Deanna ever since we met her. Yeah. And this was a great Deanna episode. Yeah,
it was. Like, I'm sad that she wasn't like this the whole time. I was starting to kind of get frustrated with her. I'm like, she's going to die. Now I'm like, no! Darn it!
The title of the episode is Start to Finish, and that is a line spoken by Deanna. And I think every title of every episode this season has been a line of dialogue.
Yeah, I think so too.
And she basically she delivers this line, my life, something like my life is my own from start to finish, or something like that, or it's my life from start to finish, and that I just thought it was an amazing line and an amazing emotional scene. Just she's taking ownership of her own life. And then at the very end, when she's, the walkers are coming, she opens a door and just starts shooting, and finally she hits a couple of them.
Yeah, her shot at the beginning of the episode sucks, but I guess you have to be half zombie in order to be able to kill him. Because she had like 3 headshots in a row.
And then she just screams at them, and we never see her, we never get that.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure, did she, empty the cylinder?
She only fired 3 shots in the hallway, so it depends on if she reloaded after they got to the house.
So I don't know if she has any ammo left to take care of herself.
I think she probably does, because I think revolvers have 5 or 6.
6 usually.
Yeah, 6. And she fired 4 outside and then 3 in the hallway, so I think she did refill.
Okay, now let's jump back to the very beginning of the
Yes.
episode. The ants. The ants in Ron's room, it's clearly a direct parallel to the walkers outside the wall and inside the town.
Yeah.
And I don't I think that parallel would have worked a little better if they had shown the ants and then done a top-down view of the town with all the walkers in the city, in the town.
Yeah, something like that, because it felt a little flat for a finale, for a mid-season finale.
Yeah.
Any other episode, it probably would have been fine, but for the finale, I was like, oh, really? That's how you're going to open it?
It was an obvious parallel and was
Yeah.
very on the nose, but I think it would have
Wasn't
worked
strong
better.
enough.
It would have worked better if we had seen the ants
Yes.
on the cookie and then the walkers in the town.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, we get confirmation it was Eugene on the radio.
Yeah.
Which,
What bothered me about this is the only thing Eugene said was help. He didn't do the repeat of, please help me or whatever.
no, it was
like,
help.
Or help, yeah. He just says it once, that's it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, way to not fulfill the radio thing.
Because in the episode Always Accountable, there was like a sound on the radio, and then Daryl said something like, repeat that or say again or something like that. And then there was another help, much more enunciated and louder. And we didn't get that. He said
No.
help one time. And
Yeah,
so
and it was after Daryl's initial, hey, Rick, we're coming back or whatever, and he picks up the radio and says, help. Just
Yeah.
once, that's it. There's no repeat that. There's not a second time when he says it.
Yeah.
So
the continuity between episodes
Yeah.
doesn't really line up.
that bothered me, because I'm like, one, either they were just lazy and didn't work it in, they just forgot about it. And the other thing that crossed my mind is,
It was intentional to mislead.
yeah, they wanted us to think it was Glenn, and now they're showing that it's Eugene. Well, what if it actually is still Glenn, and that Eugene is a bait and switch where he tries to, but he's not able to? Because Daryl multiple times is on that walkie. That time where he gets a response, that's not the only time he was on the walkie. I just think that they just messed up the scene and didn't realize that they needed to add more.
More
to make
helps.
to make it align with the other episode.
All right, now I want to talk about Morgan. I'm really starting to hate Morgan.
Yeah, me too.
With the fiery hot passion of 1,000 suns.
Yeah.
First of all, he left Denise alone in the cell with the wolf.
Yeah.
Like, who does that?
Yeah. Knowing that the wolf, he's just tied up. That's it. He's not secured to anything. His hands are tied. That's it. There's no, handcuffed to a pole or... No, just hands tied.
Which comes around to bite him, after the Carol fight when he clocks him with his own staff and knocks him out.
Yeah, but
and
he
then
leaves him with
abducts
Denise. Yeah, but he leaves him with Denise, who has 0 fighting experience and can't really help herself. And she's just sitting in a corner. All he had to do was get up and, headbutt her, and he would have been good.
Yeah.
I'm sure she had a scalpel or something in her medical bag. He could have cut loose.
Okay, the Carl-Ron fight in this episode, it was so much better than their first fight a few episodes ago. It seems like it was choreographed a little better. The actors were a little more into it, because they even made fun of it on Talking Dead, that it came across as kind of a slap fight.
Yeah, and I was really impressed with Carl in this episode. Just his little speech in the garage before, the walkers bust through. And then later when he takes the gun back from Ron. That scene especially, I was like, man, that was very impressive.
Yeah. I love Carol. She is the master of deception. She completely tricked Morgan and was able to get downstairs to put the wolf down, but Morgan interrupted her.
Yes. Unfortunately.
Which, of course, led to the altercation, which led to Morgan and Carol getting knocked out, and the wolf escaping with Denise as prisoner.
Yeah.
And what really frustrated me about this whole scene, though, is Rosita is a pretty decent marksman. She had the shot and could have taken it and didn't. Instead, they surrendered all their weapons.
Yeah, I think she could have made it. Like, had she shot him, she totally would have made it before he hurt Denise. I'm pretty sure about that. I don't think she was sure about that. And I think that's why she gave up the weapons. Is she was like, I know I could hit him, but I don't know if I could do it before he kills Denise. And she wasn't willing to risk it.
Okay, lots of people were not in this episode at all.
Yeah.
We got Daryl, Sasha, and Abraham made 0 appearance in this episode. And we kind of thought maybe they would show up and it would be, RPG to the rescue.
Yeah, but maybe the premiere?
Maybe in the premiere, because those 3 characters have gotten next to no screen time this
they've been
entire
gone.
season.
Yeah.
So they had one episode that they kind of split amongst the 3 of them, and that's been basically it. I mean, here and there otherwise, but very little screen time for those 3 characters. So I gotta think those 3 characters are safe for a while.
Yeah. And I think they saved the day in the premiere.
Absolutely, yeah.
And characters that were in the episode, but barely. Maggie, Glenn, and Enid.
Yeah.
Maggie about gave me a heart attack in the beginning.
Yeah, it's a come
I was
on,
like,
Maggie.
oh my god, no!
Come on, Maggie, you can do a pull-up. You can do it.
Yeah, and then near the end, when Glenn and Enid climb the tree and Glenn sees that Maggie's safe, I was just like, oh, yes.
And,
it was heartwarming.
And for
even
a
though
second there, I was wondering if she saw him.
Yeah.
But I don't think so.
No, I don't think she did either. But for a second there, it almost looked like she was waving at him, but then it I don't know, like as it was going on, you were like, oh no, she wasn't. Darn it. But she saw the balloon. She's got hope still.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's pretty much it for this review. If we missed anything, if there's something you think we should have mentioned that we didn't, or if we got something wrong, let us know down in the comments and we can discuss it down there. Also, if you enjoyed this video, and we really hope you did, be sure to let us know by clicking that like button and subscribe for more reviews.
And thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.